What's up, guys? We're back with a full slate of NBA action here on Monday, March 10th. We're going to break down every NBA game tonight. We're going to look at bets on the side and over-under, and make sure to check that pin comment throughout the day to see if there are any changes as injury news and player availability is confirmed. Sunday, looking like it's going to be a 500 day at best. Unfortunately, guys, we had some kind of unfortunate luck there with Denver. They were looking good there until the fourth quarter. All of a sudden, the wheels really came off. So a loss there on the Nuggets. The Cleveland Cavaliers look like they're taking care of business right now against Milwaukee. There's still 4.5 minutes left in the game, so we're not counting our chickens yet, but it does look like we're probably going to cash that one. North Texas minus 5.5. They did not play well at all, but we got some very good luck there on Oregon, guys. Cashing that Oregon minus 6.5. They ended up winning that game by 7 points in overtime. So probably going to be a 2-2 day. We're not going to get too upset about that, especially coming off a 4-2 day there on Saturday, which was obviously a very big day for us. Slam that like button. Once we get to 1,000 likes, we're giving away a Stump the Spread hoodie to one random commenter, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Once we get to 50,000 subscribers, we're around 1,000 subscribers away. We're going to give away another hoodie. If you're a huge fan of what we're doing here every single day, you can sign up for a channel membership by clicking the little join button right below the video. Channel members get exclusive early access to all of my videos and get their names up on screen in every video, but more importantly, you'll get access to our monthly members-only giveaways. We're going to be giving away a Stump the Spread hoodie to one random channel member on March 20th, the first day of the NCAA tournament. All of our videos are sponsored by StumpTheSpread.com. We are a team of experienced cappers over there. All of us have at least 15 plus years in the industry, and together we cover all the major sports. Right now, our premium members are getting daily college basketball, NBA, NHL, and UFC picks, and MLB, our most profitable sport the last 3 years running, is right around the corner. Click the link in the description to head to StumpTheSpread.com and see everything we offer, including free-to-use bet-size calculators, exclusive free picks not covered in this video, and our premium top confidence picks. If you aren't ready to become a premium member just yet, sign up for a free account to get access to our email newsletter, which will get you free picks straight to your inbox every day and updates on our results. Just make sure to check your spam folder. Comment below with any bets you're looking at today or any other feedback you have for me, and I will personally respond to you every single day. As always, our favorite picks will be in the pinned comment down below. Now let's get into our first game of the night, guys. We get the Philadelphia 76ers going on the road to take on the Atlanta Hawks. The 76ers come into this game fresh off a very narrow win yesterday, a 126-122 win there over the lowly tanking Utah Jazz. The 76ers are only 22-41 on the season. Not exactly having a great time. They're 3.5 games back of the Chicago Bulls for the last play-in spot, and with Embiid out for the season, things are looking very, very bleak for them. I mean, in that win, which, I mean, they'll take it. It's a win. The wins have been few and far between for sure. We actually saw, Yabi Staley played 12 minutes, scored 0 points, but Quentin Grimes, another nice day for him, 25 points. A win with no none of the highly vaunted big three out there for the 76ers. No Embiid, no Paul George, no Maxey. We see 25 points off the bench from Lonnie Walker the fourth. Absolutely balling out there. The 76ers did a decent job shooting the ball, but dominated this game on the boards, at least to some extent. They did struggle a little bit against guys like Filipowski, but overall, it was just a very nice day out there for a lot of different guys on the 76ers. They're giving everybody a chance at this point, and why wouldn't you? There's not a lot of good stuff going on at the moment. You're going on the road in this one to take on a completely different opponent who is not playing on no rest, guys. The Hawks come into this one well rested and fresh off of wins out of 3 of their last 4. They just won 2 in a row there against the Pacers, so very good stuff there. Trae Young coming off a monster 36-point game. He played great. Karis LeVert playing great in the Hawks uniform, guys, putting up 26 points off the bench in that one. And this Hawks team at 30-24 on the season, quietly looking pretty good. I mean, they're still, 5 games back of the Pistons there for the 6th seed, so I don't think they're going to be challenging for that, but they seem like they're pretty well entrenched in that 7th seed. They're only a half game up on the Magic and the Heat, but they're looking pretty good, guys. I thought the Hawks were really going to tank things out after, selling some dudes off at the trade deadline, but the people they got back were just too good, it looks like. So we'll see what they get done in this one. Obviously, Trae Young coming off that big game. They won despite shooting only 29% from 3. Definitely a number they can do much better than. They had a nice rebounding edge, and overall, I'm just loving what we're seeing from the Hawks right now, and they come into this game looking very healthy. Looks like they should have everybody. Everybody should be rested and ready to go. The 76ers here playing on back-to-back nights. Seems unlikely that'll be the case. Maxey and Paul George, both dealing with injuries. Maxey with that back issue, didn't play against the Jazz. It's not 0% that he'll play here against, in this one against the Hawks, but it's not for sure. And Paul George, guy with a groin issue, didn't practice on Saturday. I don't think there's any chance he's going to play here for a while. So looking at the numbers, the Hawks are 8.5-point favorites at home. We got a total of 228.5. Philadelphia, 11, 18-1 against spread on the road, 4-7 against spread on no rest. Atlanta, 14 and 17 against spread at home, 15 and 14 against spread after a win, and 10 and 9 against the spread when they have a rest advantage. This isn't a huge edge here, guys. I would like it a lot more if it was Atlanta somewhere around -6.5, but I'll definitely take the Hawks here at -8.5. I'll take a flyer on this game because I think there's a decent chance, they're actually trying to win games right now, trying to maintain at least that 7th seed, and Philadelphia, I don't even know if they're really trying to win at this point, so definitely give me the Hawks. I think they win this one walking away against a very tired 76ers squad. Next up, guys, we've got a crazy one. We've got the Utah Jazz going on the road to take on the Boston Celtics. The Jazz come into this game 15 and 49 on the season, fresh off of that, tough loss yesterday at Philadelphia. Losing that one 126 to 122 probably doesn't feel amazing, but at least they kept things close. This team clearly tanking things out. There's no secret here. They are very, very clearly and pretty blatantly trying to not win games at this point. And yeah, in that loss at the 76ers, Filipowski did play well. It's good to see some positive signs from him. KJ Martin actually put up a decent day, scoring some points in this one. I don't know, guys. It's a little bit tough to find a ton of positives here. They're pretty blatantly resting guys that I do think could be playing. Keontae George took him 20 shots, but he did get 25 points, and they shot nearly 40% from 3. So the guys that are out there are trying. The problem is they're just not letting that many guys out there to actually try. So we'll see who they'll let play in this game. We see Colin Sexton, Markkanen, John Collins, and Walker Kessler, and Jordan Clarkson all there on the injury report. Are they going to let any of these guys play? Well, right now it looks like Colin Sexton with that ankle issue, while he was out for this game against the 76ers, seems like there's a decent chance he plays in this one against the Celtics. Lauri Markkanen with his back issue didn't play. John Collins didn't play. We don't have updates really on these guys, whether they're going to be in or out for this game, but I would say they're probably going to be out here as they go on the road to take on these Boston Celtics, who are fresh off of a big-time win, a 10-point win there against the Lakers. Yeah, given LeBron and Luka the business, obviously LeBron going out of that game with an injury, definitely very helpful there to the Celtics, but what are you going to do? The dude played 35 minutes. That's not why they lost this game. So we'll see what the Celtics can do to follow that one up. A massive night from Tatum, massive night from Jaylen Brown. As a team, they only shot 34% from 3 and still managed a 10-point win. That's not something you always see from the Celtics. They did get out-rebounded in this game, so that's something interesting. We didn't see Porzingis play. He's dealing with an illness still, so we'll see what they're able to do here. I'm not going to be holding my breath for an amazing performance from the Celtics, and going to be taking a close look here at their injury report. It appears Tatum could possibly miss this game, so could Porzingis, so could Al Horford. Tatum right now listed as questionable with a knee complaint, which is something that, we've seen him deal with it from time to time. It's apparently a lingering issue, but we're not really sure if he's going to miss this game or not. We see Porzingis, he's listed as doubtful. Sounds like they're kind of trying to bubble wrap him here towards the end of the season. Anything they can do to avoid injury risk for him, they are more than happy to do. Al Horford, with a toe issue, he is questionable for this game as well. So we'll see what we get out of the Celtics here, see who's actually available. The odds makers, no major shot guys, are big on the Celtics. Boston, 17.5-point favorites here at home. We've got a total of 227. The Jazz, 16 and 15 against spread on the road, 4 and 7 against spread on no rest. Boston, 15 and 18 against spread at home, 14, 30 and 1 against spread after a win, and 5 and 8 against spread with the rest advantage. So they really have a tendency to take their foot off the gas against teams they, are very sure they're going to beat. They take their foot off the gas after wins very often. This is not a fun thing to have to do, guys, but I'm definitely going to be on the Jazz here getting 17.5 points, especially if we see that Colin Sexton is going to play, or if we see that any of their actual good players are going to play. I think they find a way to make this competitive against the Celtics team that really feels like they're going to be taking it easy. Rolling right along here, guys, we're looking at the Los Angeles Lakers going on the road to take on the Brooklyn Nets. Scary news here going on for the Lakers. They are 40 and 22 on the season, so that looks good, but LeBron going to miss probably a week or two here with that groin issue. I would say that's at least as much time as he's going to miss. So right off the bat here, all the burden for carrying this team is going to fall on the shoulders of Luka Doncic, which is something he's very used to over the course of his career and over the course of, very recent history. He was the one carrying the load there for the Dallas Mavericks. Now it's time for him to put on put on a show here for the Lakers, and I think he's more than capable of doing that. He actually played pretty well there against Boston, putting up some very, very good numbers. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough there at the end, but 34 points, 50% from the field, not a whole lot to nitpick about that. Obviously, we saw a bad shooting night there from LeBron. He's not going to be out there. Austin Reeves coming back, though, has been very helpful. He was 4 of 7 from 3, 16 points. The bench didn't look great, and that is a concern. The bench is going to get a little bit thinner here with LeBron out. Somebody's going to have to go into that starting lineup. But really, guys, I'm not too worried about things for the Lakers right now. They're a very good team just across the board. They're starting to, look so good on defense. Obviously, missing LeBron is a big deal. We see Luka on the injury report. Rui Hachimura not being around. That's problematic also. and Dorian Finney-Smith finds himself on the injury list. Luka comes into this game questionable due to back soreness, so that's something to keep a big eye on. Hachimura, guys, with his knee issue, he's not going to be playing in this game apparently. Jackson Hayes with the knee issue is questionable, and Dorian Finney-Smith with the ankle has been ruled out for this game. So not going to be the full-strength Lakers. They might not even have Luka for this game, and if they don't, that's a huge deal, something you definitely have to keep an eye on. But they're taking on the Brooklyn Nets, who are not coming off a very good game, guys. They're 21-42 on the season. They're fresh off a 105-102 loss there at the Charlotte Hornets. So that's a real bad look, guys. That's a real bad look. You can't be losing games like that. We see the Nets, they've been plummeting down the standings. They're now what? Yeah, they're a game behind the 76ers, who are in the 11th seed. So they're now what? 5 full games back at the Chicago Bulls. Like, this team looked like they were going to sniff the playoffs. That is not going to be the case. In that loss at the Hornets, I mean, D'Angelo Russell, cool, you put up 28 points in a loss to the Hornets, bro. Like, that is not a good look. 19 points from Zaire Williams. Cam Thomas didn't really have it, only 16 points, only 1 of 8 from 3. The Nets shot 14 of 50 from long range in that game. Like, just not a very good team, guys. Shocker of the year, the Brooklyn Nets, not good. Who could have possibly seen that coming? But yeah, just not loving what we're seeing from Brooklyn. I mean, looking at the injury report for this team that, is clearly kind of tanking out the end of the season. Cam Thomas gonna miss this game. I don't think that really hurts this team too much at this point. Hamstring issue, he has been ruled out. So the Nets at home getting 6 points in this one. We've got a total of 217. The Lakers 14-15-1 against spread on the road, 11-10 against spread after a loss. Brooklyn 13-17 against spread at home, 21-19-1 against spread after a loss. Guys, this is a little bit of a wait and see spot. I was very fired up to take the Lakers until I looked at their injury report. So we got to see who's going to be actually out there. If Luka's going to play in this game, I think that's probably enough reason for us to take the Lakers. But with the way this line is, where the spread is, makes it seem like there's at least a chance that he's going to miss this game. So this is going to be a wait and see spot with a possible lean towards the Lakers. Hey guys, jumping in here with a quick ad break. This is a great time to sign up for StumpTheSpread.com. Signing up for a premium membership gets you access to our top confidence plays on all the major sports. We're currently covering NCAA basketball, the NBA, NHL, UFC, and the NFL. We have a team of professional cappers that work extremely hard putting in the research on these games every day so you don't have to. We make things very easy for you with pick notifications directly to your phone and unit sizes assigned to each play so you can see where our confidence level is on every individual matchup. To test out the service before you buy, join our free email list, get the occasional free or premium pick straight to your inbox. Just click the link in the description to sign up for a free account. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Now guys, back to the games. Rolling right along here, guys, we're looking at the Charlotte Hornets going on the road to take on the Miami Heat. The Hornets come into this game 15-48 on the season, but fresh off of that win, a pretty shocking win. This team, the wins are pretty few and far between, but taking down the Nets 105-102. So yeah, they'll definitely take that one. Bridges continues to play out of his mind. He put up 26 in the win. Nick Smith Jr. putting up 19, but only 2 rebounds. That doesn't look amazing. This team, I don't know. The bench looks real old. I mean, we've got Taj Gibson getting 11 minutes. Like, that's pretty wild stuff. They shot 34% from 3. They had a big rebounding edge in that game, though. So yeah, definitely some positive things here shaping up for this for the Charlotte Hornets team. Obviously, they don't have a lot to, hang their hats on over the course of the season, being one of the worst teams in the NBA, but they've done some good things. They've got some solid young talent on the roster. Maybe the future could still be bright. We're going to have to see it, though. They should be fully healthy coming into this game. Like, LaMelo looks like he should be good to go. Mark Williams, good to go. Miles Bridges, ready to suit up. Like, all that kind of good stuff. We'll see if they can, get on a little roll here, but it's going to be a little bit tougher. They're going on the road to take on the Miami Heat, who are fresh off a tough 114-109 loss there against the Chicago Bulls. The Heat have actually lost 3 in a row now, and it's been pretty brutal, guys. I mean, Miami currently finds himself in the 9 seed. They're only a half game back of the Atlanta Hawks for the 7 seed, so they're still within striking distance, but this is not what this team was envisioning for this season. Injuries, the Jimmy Butler trade situation, there have been some pretty brutal problems. They just gave up 26 points in a huge comeback win there, a loss for the Heat, a win for the Bulls. They had no answers for Josh Giddey. Bam put up 22 points, but not enough there in the end. Tyler Hero played okay, I would say. I mean, 21 points, but he's going to have to play better than that for this team to get wins. Terry Rozier, 15 points off the bench, 5 of 9 from 3, but the Heat shot only 30% from long range. That's not, generally speaking, going to get the job done for this team. So we'll see if they got to bounce back on them, guys. I mean, they're playing at home. That's at least a little bit helpful. They come into this game a bit banged up, though. Tyler Hero, Andrew Wiggins, both on the injury report. We also see Burks, Duncan Robinson, Hayward Highsmith. This is a banged up squad right now. I mean, Hero dealing with an illness. He's probable for this game. I think he'll be close to 100%. Andrew Wiggins, probable. Sounds like he's going to be out there on that ankle. Alec Burks dealing with a back issue. He's questionable. He may end up sitting this one out. Duncan Robinson dealing with a back issue as well. That can definitely affect your jump shot. And if he's not knocking down shots, he's not good for a whole lot out there. And Haywood Highsmith, guys, questionable for this game due to a left knee contusion. So a good chance that he won't be at full strength, but that's not slowing down the odds makers who have them as 9.5-point favorites. We've got a total of 215.5. Charlotte 14-14-1 against spread on the road, 8-4-2 against spread after a win though. Miami 15-14 against spread at home, 17-15-1 against spread after a loss. It's not a spot that feels amazing, guys, but I'm going to be leaning towards the Charlotte Hornets and the points. I think they found a way to keep this game close. The Heat are not very good. I think we'll see a max effort game there from Charlotte. If we see Miami end up, without a bunch of these guys, we don't really know. But if they have no hero in this game, which it sounds like they will, but if they have no hero, maybe they have no Wiggins, these are guys that are going to really impact their ability to score. And that's been the biggest problem for this team. So give me the Hornets and the points in what I expect to be a close game. Next on the docket, we're looking at the Washington Wizards going on the road to take on the Toronto Raptors. The Wizards come into this game 13-49 on the season, winners of their last 2 in a row, and most importantly, guys, winners of game 1 of this little 2-game mini-series up in Toronto. Washington, obviously a tanking team. The goal is not to be winning these games right now. 13-49 on the year. You don't want to mess that up, but they played pretty well, winning 118-117 in game 1 of this series. Jordan Poole putting up 34 points, delivering on a little bit of that promise. We thought he'd put up better numbers over the course of the season, but he's had his flashes this year, and those flashes have looked very good, reminiscent of what he was doing there in Golden State. So 34 from him, a few other double-digit scores out there. Kulalabe putting up 18 points and being a +8. That's a good look. The bench, Corey Kispert continues to play okay. They didn't necessarily shoot the lights out. 34% from 3 is fine. They did a decent job of keeping things even on the boards, at least, against not quite a full-strength Raptors squad, but still, I got to give Washington some credit. They gutted out a win, and this is a team that could be giving up these games and just not winning anything. So we'll see what they do here after a win, after a couple of wins, going back up against the Raptors. Looks like it's going to be no Middleton, no Marcus Smart, no Brogdon, no Rashawn Holmes for them in this game. Does that make a huge difference? I don't really feel like it moves the needle a ton, but they're taking on a Toronto Raptors team that's 21-43 on the year. They're fresh off of that tough loss. Obviously, I don't know, guys. It's been a little bit brutal lately for the Raptors. They had won 3 in a row, so that's something positive. We see RJ Barrett playing pretty well. Who else played well? Yeah, Jakob Poeltl continues to put up very nice numbers. 18 points from Scotty Barnes as he, continues to get back into the swing of things. And they shot 38% from 3, made 90% of their free throws, and kept things even on the boards. That's a game you, kind of expect to win the vast majority of the time. So we'll see if they can turn things around here. It appears we'll have Quickly will be out there, but no Grady Dick, and apparently no Jakob Poeltl. That's a pretty big deal. The bench is also very banged up. Yeah, Dick is going to get his knee reevaluated in a couple of weeks, so he's out for a while. Jakob Poeltl will rest for this game as Toronto kind of tanks things out. I wish they'd do something about this tanking, guys. It's getting pretty annoying. But Toronto, regardless of the tank, are still 6.5-point favorites. We've got a total of 230 out there. Washington, 12-15-2 against spread on the road, 6-6 against spread after a win. Toronto, 20-13-1 against spread at home, 25-16-1 against spread after a loss. Guys, give me the Toronto Raptors to get the bounce back win and cover here. I just think we're going to see big games there from Quickly, RJ Barrett, Scotty Barnes. I'm a little bit worried about the center situation, but I don't think that's the end of the world against a team like the Wizards. And I expect Jordan Poole to have a down shooting night after such a massive shooting night. So I think Toronto pretty comfortably takes care of business here at home. Next on the docket, we're looking at the Indiana Pacers going on the road here to take on the Chicago Bulls. The Pacers come into this game 35-27 on the year, but they've lost their last 2 in a row, losing back-to-back games there at the Atlanta Hawks. Pascal Siakam very unhappy with the officiating in those games. Ended up being fined $25,000 for confronting the refs, but with how bad the refs have been and how inconsistent they've been at some different points of the season, I really don't blame any of the players for kind of going after them because it's getting a bit out of hand. I'm not sure what the response to this should be. I'm not sure what the solution is, but feels like there needs to be something done because the refereeing is getting pretty awful. But we'll see what happens here down the stretch. Coming off of that 120-118 heartbreaker of a loss there. We saw, very big stuff from Mathurin in that game. That was pretty impressive. 30-point game for him. Siakam had 23 and was a +13. We saw the Pacers shoot 30 free throws in the game. The Hawks only shot 21. I don't know if we should be freaking out that much over Siakam, but a rebounding edge did go to the Hawks, so that's a bit concerning of a development here for the Pacers team that, was looking pretty good, but right now they find themselves in the 5 seed, only 1 game up on the Pistons for the 6 seed. They're well clear, 6 games clear of the Hawks there for the 7 seed, so they probably don't have to be too worried, but you don't want to be giving up these games, guys. This is a pretty serious situation out there in the East, so we'll see what the Pacers can do in this one. The injury report right now looks okay for them. We do see Halliburton and TJ McCollum on there, but Halliburton with his hip issue is questionable for this game. Halliburton with his hip issue is questionable for this game, and he hasn't played since back on the 4th. So there's a big consideration this one. We need to know whether or not Halliburton's going to be playing in this game. And we also see TJ McConnell questionable with an ankle issue. He played like not even a full minute there against Atlanta. He just barely got on the floor. And yeah, in the first game against Atlanta, he also didn't look very good. So definitely a major concern. I fully expect him to miss this game. He's listed as questionable, but I don't think we'll see him out there as they go on the road to take on the Chicago Bulls, who come into this game 26-38 on the season. They've won 3 out of their last 5, so they're doing some positive things, but Chicago guys, they're pretty much stuck there in that 10 seed. They'd have to really mess up to fall below the 76ers, and they'd have to really play well to beat out the Miami Heat and, move into the 9 seed. So we'll see what happens there. Obviously, we've liked what we've seen from them lately. Josh Giddey playing amazing. 26 points to lead that 17-point comeback there for Chicago. Zach Collins actually playing shockingly well for his new team. Kobe White, 0 of 8 from 3, but still managed to put up 21 points. So if you'd had even a decent shooting game, they would have blown this one open. Kevin Huerter, a really bad shooting night for him as well. But to see Chicago win a game where they shot 11 of 42 from long range is a very good sign of things to come here. I would feel very encouraged if I was a Chicago Bulls fan, at least about the future. Obviously, not a lot of positive things shaping up to happen this season, but down the road, you never know what could happen. And looking at the injury report, guys, it's a little bit crowded. We've got Lonzo Ball, Kobe White, Vujacic all on there. Patrick Williams on the injury report as well. Lonzo Ball, guys, with his wrist issue, he's doubtful for this game. Kobe White with a toe issue is probable. We see Vujacic, guys, with his calf issue, he's questionable. And Patrick Williams, guys, with a quad issue is questionable as well. And look at the numbers here. The Bulls are getting only 4.5 points at home. We've got a total of 241.5. The Pacers, 15-18 against spread on the road, 14-11-1 against spread after a loss. Chicago, 15-17-1 against spread at home, 8-15-2 against spread after a win. So that's a little bit of a tough spot, guys. I really need to know if Halliburton's playing in this game or not. Given the spread that we're seeing right now, I would assume that he is not playing in this game. And while that makes me, like the Bulls slightly more, I think this is a spot where we're probably going to lean on the Pacers to get the bounce back win and cover. They've just got more just overall raw talent on the roster, and I think they find a way to take advantage of, a Bulls team that doesn't have a ton of size, and the Pacers are just going to take care of business here. Next on the docket, we're looking at the Orlando Magic going on the road to take on the Houston Rockets. The Magic come into this game fresh off a desperately needed 111-109 win at the Milwaukee Bucks that snapped a 5-game losing streak. Paolo Banchero, 29 points, Cole Anthony, 22. Some very positive things, but man, it's been brutal here down the stretch for Orlando. They find themselves in the 8th seed right now, only a half game back of the Hawks, but there's no way they're going to be catching the Pistons here down the stretch. So this team going to be in the play-in after looking like they could have home court advantage in the first round very easily before all the injuries set in. Banchero played great. Franz Wagner played okay, maybe not great. Very good stuff from Cole Anthony, but you can't count on that on a nightly basis. KCP looking very overpaid still. 37 minutes, only 9 points, and nobody on the bench really going particularly nuts. Anthony Black did put up 11 points, so that's something, but as a team, they didn't do a great job on the boards. They did okay shooting the ball. 37.5% from 3 for this team is very respectable, but they did a great job slowing down Giannis and Dame Lillard, and that's what they really needed to do to win that game. So we'll see what they can do here on the road. They're going up against the Houston Rockets, and the Magic guys, they are at least fully healthy in this situation, so that's a big help. The Rockets are not going to be fully healthy. We'll dive into that in a minute, but they are fresh off a blowout win against the Pelicans, won both games there, in that little home-and-home series. We saw Dylan Brooks actually put up 27 points in that win. It was a little bit brutal there. The Pelicans kind of let go of the rope. 20 points from Aaron Holiday coming off the bench. 20 points from Alperen Sengun, who played really well. As a team, they shot over 40% from 3, so that's definitely helpful, but they're just not feeling like the full team right now, and it's getting even worse because they're going to be missing a few key guys. First up, guy, and probably most importantly, Amen Thompson going to be out for this game. Fred VanVleet also looking like he's going to be out. He's technically questionable with his ankle issue, but he's been missing so much time. I'm not going to be assuming that he's going to be out there unless I'm specifically told well ahead of time that he is available for this game. So probably no Fred VanVleet and definitely no Amen Thompson. So 2 pretty big holes in that lineup here, but they're at home at least. They're 4.5 point favorites at home. We've got a total of 213 out there. Orlando only 12-19 against spread on the road, but they are 15-14 against spread after a win. Houston 16-15 against spread at home. 20-17-1 against spread after a win. Guys, with no VanVleet and no Amen Thompson, I am definitely going to go ahead and take the Orlando Magic getting 4.5 points here. Maybe they've turned a corner here. It's a little bit tough to say for sure, but I think they're going to play significantly better. They're a team that's focused on trying to do something positive here in the playoffs despite all the injuries, and I think this is a spot they're going to catch the Houston Rockets. I wouldn't even mind taking Orlando to straight up win this game. Next up, guys, we're looking at the Phoenix Suns going on the road to take on the Memphis Grizzlies. The Suns come into this game fresh off a desperately needed 125-116 win there over the Dallas Mavericks. So congratulations on that, but you're beating the skeleton squad of the Dallas Mavericks there. I don't think it's exactly time to, really throw a party. I mean, Devin Booker did put up 24 points in the game, but they gave up 34 points to Najee Marshall. Kevin Durant, 8 of 15, 21 points at plus 11 for him. 19 points from Bradley Beal, who's now back in the starting lineup. And we saw the bench look good. Grayson Allen and Mason Plumlee both played very, very well off the bench. And we saw, a very good job on the boards there from Phoenix as they, took advantage of this, completely and utterly decimated Dallas Mavericks team. So we'll see if the Suns can kind of keep this roll going or maybe start a roll here. They haven't been having a great time, and they need to be winning these games. They're currently in the 11th seed, but they're now only, a game and a half back of the Mavs. So they've got a good chance to end up in that 10 seed this season, but it's not going to be an easy road, I'll tell you that. At least they come into this game healthy. That's pretty helpful. Everybody rested and ready to go. On no rest, though, so we'll see. You could always have some late-breaking news about somebody sitting this game out, but they're going on the road to take on the Memphis Grizzlies, who are also playing on no rest. They are fresh off a 107-104 win there in New Orleans. Now they get to go back to Memphis to take on the Suns. So we'll see what they can do. They've won 2 in a row, including a win over the Mavs, but you're beating the Mavs and the Pelicans just barely. That's not what this Grizzlies team was supposed to be doing, and the injury situation has not really helped them at all. Jaws missed a bunch of time this season, apparently in a lot of pain dealing with that shoulder issue. Jaren Jackson Jr. probably out. Santi Aldama, Luke Kennard, both on the injury report as well. Jalen Jackson Jr. has been ruled out. Yeah, he didn't play there on Friday. It seems kind of unlikely that he'd be back for this one, but it's not impossible. We don't have a ton of clarity there. Santi Aldama dealing with the calf issue. He was ruled out there for Sunday, and Kennard with his back issue also didn't play there against the Pelicans. So clearly not the full strength Grizzlies, but they're going to need to figure some things out because they need to be winning these games, guys. They're in the 4 seed, only 1 game up on Houston for the 5 seed, and the Warriors are right there. They're not messing around. They've been winning a lot of games. They've won 9 out of their last 10, really putting on the pressure here down the stretch. So looking at the numbers, the Grizzlies 5.5-point favorites at home. We've got a total of 244.5. Phoenix 13-19 against spread on the road, 4-8-1 against spread on no rest. Memphis 18-14 against spread at home, and 7-4 against the spread on no rest. Guys, if we thought Jaren Jackson Jr. was going to play in this game, it'd be totally different, but I don't think he is. So give me the Suns and the points in this one, but it can't really go into the pin comment until we have 100% confirmed whether he's in or out. Next up, guys, in a rematch of the most exciting game yesterday, we're looking at the Denver Nuggets staying in Oklahoma City to take on the Thunder in this little 2-game series there at OKC. A matchup of 2 guys being projected to be the MVPs of the league, but everybody that's saying they're going to vote for SGA, it's not looking like a very attractive pick at the moment because you watch all that foul grifting that he was doing here in game 1 of this little series. It's not a good look, guys. We got him jumping sideways and backwards into people. We've got him flailing and flopping, when Jokic is trying to get a rebound around him. And yeah, it's just not a very good look. I don't know if I want my my league MVP to be playing in that fashion, but the dude's putting up crazy numbers. He put up a 40 piece. That's very, very impressive. Good job, I guess. Only 8 of those points came at the free throw line, so that's nice. But yeah, Jalen Williams played great. Also, a very good game from Chet Holmgren. They did a good job out there across the board. They shot only 34% from 3, but dominated the boards. Maybe dominated is strong, but had a good day on the boards. And they get the win. So they get the win thanks mostly to outscoring the Nuggets 41-20 there in the 4th quarter. So we'll see if they can continue that here in this next game. They're going to need everybody to run it back and play pretty well. The Nuggets, on the other hand, didn't have the worst time. Not the monster game I would have expected from Jokic. Almost put up a triple-double, though. 24 points, 13 rebounds, 9 assists. Definitely not a bad night. Only 2 of 10 from 3, though. Definitely well below season averages. Jamal Murray coming up pretty small, a minus 17 from him. Michael Porter Jr. continues to, look, his numbers look great. 24 points, 15 rebounds, 3 of 8 from 3, 10 of 19 from the field. But, bro, you were a minus 33. It's time to start playing some defense, and there's no depth on this roster at all, it doesn't look like. Westbrook had a terrible night. He was a minus 17. They really need him to play well for this bench unit to have any sort of success. So, looking at the numbers here for, game 2, we see the Thunder 8.5-point favorites at home this time. We've got a total of 240. Denver 15-18 against spread on the road, 9-3 against spread on no rest. OKC 20-10-2 against spread at home, 6-7 against spread on no rest. Guys, we're running it back here. Give me the Denver Nuggets getting 8.5 points. I think they find a way to make this a very close second game here. They may even have a chance to win it here at the end. I would be very, very characteristic for the Nuggets, buckle down, play one of their better games here on, a night where maybe not all the cameras are going to be on them because it's a Monday game instead of a Sunday day game. So we'll see how things go, but I'm expecting pretty good stuff here from Denver. All that being said, though, we're very concerned with that Aaron Gordon injury news. He may be out for this game, so keep a close eye on that. I'm still leaning slightly towards Denver, but it's definitely not a lock. Rolling right along here, guys, we're looking at the Dallas Mavericks going on the road to take on the San Antonio Spurs. The Mavs are going through it, guys. They've now lost, up to 5 in a row. They lost 125 to 116 against the Suns. They're 32 and 33 on the season. They're in danger of falling out of the play-in. They're only a game and a half up on the Phoenix Suns, so that's clearly a pretty big problem. They're just running out of players, guys, and it's getting pretty ugly. Klay Thompson having to try and carry the way for them, but that wasn't working. Najee Marshall stepping up, having a monster 34-point game to keep him close, and Klay firing up a lot of shots. He did score 26 points, but was a minus 11. He's getting some other stats. It doesn't look terrible. Dante Exum played okay. They shot 40% from 3, but still losing to the Phoenix Suns in a game we shoot 40% from 3. Definitely not the best look. So we'll see if they can cobble things back together here. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's looking a little bit tough out there for the Mavs. It's not really fair, all the things that have happened to them. That fan base is just decimated. I mean, Nico Harris, you got kind of shot in the foot here, guy. That does not look very good. Brandon Williams, questionable for this game. PJ Washington out. Kai Jones out. Like, this team not in a very good place. So we'll see what they can do here on the road against the Spurs, who aren't exactly killing it themselves. I mean, they're 26 and 36 on the year. They're fresh off of back-to-back losses, getting destroyed their last time out at the Timberwolves. So that can't feel very good. We saw, Zach LaVine outshining De'Aaron Fox there for the Kings the game before that. And yeah, San Antonio gets back at home, but that's not going to really save them, guys. I know Wembanyama has turned this into quite the debacle. Yeah, you're not supposed to lose to the Timberwolves like that. You're not supposed to lose to the Kings like that. And they did beat the Nets, but not time to get a party just for beating the Nets. And the Spurs do come into this game pretty healthy, so that's a positive, but it's not the best look. And they're on no rest, so that's a bit concerning. We don't know who's going to for sure be playing in this game, but right now the Spurs, 5.5-point favorites at home. We've got a total of 225.5. Oh, guys, Dallas 13, 16, and 2 against spread on the road, 7 and 3 against spread on no rest. The Spurs 14 and 16 against spread at home, 4 and 7 against the spread on no rest. So this is kind of a pick your own adventure situation. I do think the Spurs are the slightly better team given who's available, but right now I think, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and side with the home team. Even though they're against the spread numbers on no rest aren't very good, we're just not going to put this in the pinned comment. Rolling into the home stretch, guys, we're looking at the Portland Trail Blazers going on the road to take on the Golden State Warriors. The Trail Blazers, 28 and 36 on the season. They're actually playing right now against the Pistons, and they're kind of getting crushed, guys. They're down by 16 points in the third quarter, so maybe they turn this thing around, but it is certainly not looking great out there. We love what we've seen from the Blazers in general this season. Very, very positive stuff, but it just has not really been working here down the stretch. I mean, losing against the B or C team there for the Thunder is definitely not a good look, and they're not exactly turning it around here tonight against the Pistons. So we'll see who's available. Obviously, missing Denny Adjua for this game does not help, but we don't know who's even going to be available for this game. I mean, Portland right now, where are they at? Like, they've been falling a little bit. Yeah, they're well behind the Suns. They're 20. Yeah, they're 2 games back of the Suns and 3.5 games back of the Mavs. This is probably not a team that's going to be sniffing the playoffs whatsoever. So we'll see what they do here on the road against the Warriors, who have really turned things around and are kind of killing it right now. They've won their last 4 in a row. They're up to 36 and 28 on the year. This team, I mean, Steph Curry, Draymond, it kind of feels like no one can do anything wrong at this point. They just continue to win games. Steph getting into it there, in the other game is just a good look there against the Pistons. You'll love to see it. The Warriors end up winning that game by 5, so that's also a very, very good look. Steph putting up 32 points, Jimmy putting up 26. Like, things are looking good there in Golden State. So we'll see if they can take care of business at home, see what that injury report looks like. It's a little bit concerning, guys. Podziemski on there, also Jonathan Kuminga on there, which Podziemski, guys, with the back issue, he's been ruled out for this game. Kuminga with that ankle issue also won't come back yet, but he's getting very, very close. So look at the numbers. I'm a little bit surprised to see the Warriors as 12-point favorites at home. We've got a total of 232.5. Portland 18-15-1 against spread on the road. They are 8-1-1 against spread on no rest. That's an NBA best mark against spread on no rest. Golden State 15-15-1 against spread at home. 15-19-1 against spread after a win. Do I think the Warriors win this game? Yes. Do I think they win it by 13? I do not, guys. Give me the Portland Trail Blazers on the road. They've been a very good team on no rest this season. I think the Warriors might take things a little bit easy in this one as well. We'll see what happens. I just don't see them blowing out Portland in this spot. Last but not least, guys, with the New York Knicks going on the road to take on the Sacramento Kings. The Knicks have now dropped 3 in a row. They're down to 40 and 23 on the season. right now out there in the East, they are still the 3 seed, but that does not necessarily have to last forever if the Bucks or Pacers can, or maybe even in theory, the Pistons can put together a nice run. So yeah, the Knicks need to get their act figured out. It has not been smooth sailing down the stretch. You're not supposed to lose by 10 at the Clippers. That's not a great look. I mean, Karl-Anthony Towns only 8 of 21 from the field in that game. It's great that he's back, but you're going to have to play better than that. Obviously, big time missing Jalen Brunson. That's a huge, huge deal. We'll dive into his situation there in the injury report, but until they get him back, all of a sudden this roster is thrown way, way off kilter. So we'll see what happens with that. Looking at that injury report we were just talking about, guys, Jalen Brunson, I don't know. Right now, it sounds like he's going to be out for at least 2 weeks. So he's not going to be back for this game, and he's not going to be back here for a hot minute. So they're going to have to try to figure out how to cobble things together, and I don't think that's going to necessarily be easy. He is the only guy on their injury report, so that's something good, but they're about to take on the Sacramento Kings, who are also going to be playing this game on no rest, so that's something to take into consideration. They're 33-29 on the season. They're currently down by 8 in the third quarter against the Clippers, so it's not easy sailing right now. We can just kind of assume that the Kings are going to be healthy, but we don't know if that's going to be the case. Obviously, by healthy, I mean they're going to have everybody except for Malik Monk and Domantas Sabonis, who have been both missing time. We don't have any clarity on if they're coming back, but if you've got Levine, DeRozan, and Keegan Murray, you've got a pretty solid core there, so we'll see what they can get done. It's going to be a little bit tough, though. I would say it's definitely going to be a little bit tough, but they're only 1-point favorites. We've got a total of 224.5. The Knicks, 14-17 against spread on the road, 11-11 against spread after a loss. The Kings, 10-17-3 against spread at home, 3-8 against spread after no rest. So this is a pretty brutal spot, guys. I am going to be siding here just a little bit with the Knicks. Brunson being out makes me very, very nervous, but I'm going to go under the assumption that Monk and Sabonis are both going to be out for this game and that the Kings are going to be tired, but this is not a game that's going anywhere near that pinned comment. That's all the games we have for today, guys. Get over to StompTheSpread.com, get on that free email list, check out all of our free tools, check out our premium picks, all that good stuff. Check out our free pick that'll be posted over there that's not included in this video. Let me know in the comments any questions you have on today's slate, and while you're doing that, smash that like button. Let's see if we can give away a hoodie today. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you guys tomorrow for more sports betting action.